Unless you've been living under a rock for the past few weeks, you probably know that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is finally getting DLC, and I couldn't be happier about it. With the amount of new stuff that we're getting, I honestly don't care that there wasn't a Mario Kart 9. Sure, that would have been cool, but this more than satisfies me. 6 waves of 8 courses are going to be included in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe until the end of 2023, and we already know all of the courses that will be in the first wave. Once the first wave releases, I'm going to rank all of the courses from that wave from worst to best. So, spoilers for my future video plans. But, before that happens, I thought it'd be cool to go back and check out the original versions of these courses and rank them from worst to best, so once the first wave comes out, I'll be able to compare them and see if they outdo the originals. This list will be based on how fun and creative the tracks are, as well as some of my personal preferences. So without further ado, let's go! At number 8, we have Sky Garden from Mario Kart Super Circuit. This is definitely my favorite track from the Game Boy Advance, but when compared to other tracks on the list, it doesn't hold up that well. This track takes place high in the sky with lots of vines and greenery poking out of the clouds. Now, because this is on the GBA, the track is pretty flat with not a whole lot of depth, but that being said, there's a decent amount of sharp turns you have to get by, and there's even a couple shortcuts scattered around, some of which require a mushroom to get across. And that's about it. Again, this track isn't bad. It's one of the best tracks in Super Circuit, and it is a little charming, but it's just not as fun to play as some other courses because of how flat and slow it can feel. But thankfully, the remake of Sky Garden for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe looks fantastic, and will hopefully improve this pretty okay track. At number 7, we have Toad Circuit from Mario Kart 7. As the very first track you play when booting up Mario Kart 7, it shouldn't be a surprise that this is higher up on the list. As the name implies, this track takes place in a giant stadium that is apparently owned by Toad. There's some bleachers near the starting line with fans cheering you on, and there are these giant Toad balloons floating above the stage, which are honestly pretty creepy. The design of the track is pretty basic with a few turns and tunnels all around, although there is a small part of the course where you can glide over the bridge to collect some coins, and there's a shortcut near the end which you can use if you have a mushroom, which is handy. And that's about it. Just like with Sky Garden from the GBA, there's not a lot of substance to keep this track interesting. It's not bad, but it's just pretty boring and not that memorable. The only reason it's above Sky Garden is because there's a little more detail in the track, and it's not as flat, but it's still kind of lame. At number 6, we have Tokyo Blur from Mario Kart Tour. For a course that supposedly takes place in Tokyo of all places, this is a surprisingly generic track for something that you'd expect out of a place like that. The track starts in the middle of a rainbow bridge, and then racers proceed down to explore the city of Tokyo. There's a bunch of buildings surrounding the track, and there's a few people on the sidelines cheering the racers on. Everyone then heads under a bridge and starts heading back to the start, and there's a ramp placed on the side for you to take a shortcut. You repeat this one more time, and then the race is over. For a track taking place in Tokyo, it's really shocking just how boring this track is. It's really short, and I feel like it would have been cooler if the track took place at night and they included some neon lights or something interesting. However, I'm still putting it over the other 2 tracks I've listed because it looks more interesting and the music is pretty catchy. At number 5, we have Paris Promenade from Mario Kart Tour. This track may be lower on the list, but I think this is a much better city track compared to Tokyo Blur. This track takes place in a city surrounded by a bunch of buildings from Paris, but there's also a few cool things to see along the course, such as this building near the starting line, a fountain you can glide over, and the Eiffel Tower you can drive under with hot air balloons floating in the background. I also like how there's a few more hazards to watch out for, like these Goombas waddling underneath the Eiffel Tower, and a giant piranha plant that bites at the racers towards the end. Once again, my only issues with the track is that there's not enough interesting visuals, and the track feels a lot shorter than it should be. Also, for some reason, I never really cared for the music that played in the background, but the course overall is pretty fun, and a lot more memorable than the other tracks I've listed so far. At number 4, we have Choco Mountain from Mario Kart 64. As we head into the top half of the list, we have what is probably one of Mario Kart 64's most infamous tracks, but I still think the course is pretty good. This track takes place on a road carved into a giant mountain. The mountain has a lot of wide and sharp turns, and there's also some giant bumps to jump off of to get some sweet airtime. There's also a section of the track with rocks falling down the cliff to crash into you and make you fall into the water below. I also think it's neat how hitting the rock walls too many times causes you to spin out because it gives the player another reason to race well. There's not really a whole lot more to say about this track. It may not be as colorful or detailed as some of the newer tracks, but the difficulty of the track makes it really fun and intense to drive through, and that can be more important than flashy visuals. Also, the track is quite a bit longer than other tracks on the list, so that's a plus. At number 3, we have Shroom Ridge from Mario Kart DS. This is admittingly one of the more forgettable tracks from Mario Kart DS, but I can still have fun when racing on it. This course takes place on a road that travels through a mountain. There's a bunch of cars traveling in both directions of the road that will cause you to crash into the air if you hit them. The racers then travel through a small, dimly lit tunnel until they come out to the second half of the track that's directly next to the side of the mountain, and there's no guardrails to keep the racers on the track. So, you have to be extremely careful so you don't accidentally fall to your death. Like I said before, this track isn't particularly memorable and is a weird pick to bring back in Mario Kart 8 in my opinion, but it has a decent difficulty to it with the cars in the narrow space, and because it's a longer track, it allows for more action to happen, which makes the track pretty fun. At number 2, we have Coconut Mall from Mario Kart Wii. Now we're getting into the tracks that are truly awesome, and seeing that this track was making a comeback in 8 Deluxe was so nice to see. This track takes place in a ginormous mall, so as you'd expect, a lot of mall elements are incorporated into this track, which makes it extremely fun to play. You've got escalators that can speed you up or slow you down, you've got some giant plazas you can drive through with stores and cafes surrounding it, and you've got a small parking lot with idiot drivers who don't know how to park and will make you crash if you run into them. Also, the music for this course absolutely slaps and truly feels like you're frantically racing through a mall just like any person does in real life. This track is just so unique and is always a blast to play whenever I boot up Mario Kart Wii, and is one of the few tracks I was truly excited for when the DLC was announced. This was going to be my number 1, but upon replay, there's only one that can top it. And at number 1, we have Ninja Hideaway from Mario Kart Tour. I know, I'm also surprised I put a Mario Kart Tour track so high, but this track honestly deserves it because of how amazing it is. First of all, this course is absolutely gorgeous, and easily the best looking track on this list. Second of all, this course is ridiculously fun. There's so many splitting paths and hidden rooms, so you're always exploring something new when racing on this track. Also, the ninja theme really makes this course stand out because there's a bunch of ninja obstacles and gimmicks thrown into the track, which shows off how much creativity was put into this. I just love Ninja Hideaway. When I first saw that this track was making a comeback in 8 Deluxe, I didn't really think much about it, but revisiting it for this video made me realize just how crazy it is, and that's why it's not only one of the best Mario Kart Tour tracks, but my favorite track I'm looking forward to for the first wave of Mario Kart DLC. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please let me know down in the comments which of these tracks you're most excited to see return in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and whether or not you agree with my choices. Also, make sure to leave a like on this video, and subscribe to my channel with notifications on so you'll know when I post more videos like this. Have a great day, stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next one.